Hello, I'm Stephen Marwick, Director of Evaluation Support Scotland, and I'm delighted to be working with the Cora Foundation on this short video guidance about setting and reporting on outcomes for core work. The guidance in this video is exactly the same as a written guidance note available from Cora. There's free tools about outcomes and evaluation on the Evaluation Support Scotland website, and you see the web address there on this slide. So outcomes are the changes or differences you want to make through your services or activities. We all want to make a difference in the third sector, so a focus on outcomes is a focus on what matters to us. A focus on outcomes helps the people we work with understand what to expect from us and helps explain our impact to funders and stakeholders. And a focus on outcomes helps us to learn and improve, not just counting the things we did, but thinking about whether we made a difference to whom and why. So outcomes matter. When we're thinking about outcomes for core work, it might feel like that's a little bit trickier, but it doesn't have to be. You should think about the main differences or changes that you're already making through the core work that you're applying to have funded through this fund. These outcomes should be connected to the purpose of the fund and the policy area that you've chosen. You need to have a maximum of 3 outcomes, so choose the ones that are most important to you and that you can reasonably report on. And write outcomes that make sense to you and the people you work with. Use words that you're comfortable with. If you've already written outcomes for your organisation, pick 3 of those. Please don't reinvent the wheel. When writing outcomes, please include 3 things. Who is changing? That's the people you work with. A change word like decrease or improve or reduce. And what will change, such as feelings, skills, knowledge, confidence, for example. So here's an example, and this is just an example. Adult learners, that's the who, have increased, that's the change word, confidence in their reading and writing. Please keep it simple, no wordy outcomes, and don't put numbers in your outcomes. Outcomes are not targets. So outcomes are about the people that you work with. It's not about you. You're important, but when it comes to writing outcomes, it's the people you work with that matter. So please don't include words about your activities in your outcome statement. And don't use words like support or engage. Those are words that describe what you do, the activities that you deliver. And we appreciate that this funding may contribute to the salaries of admin staff or the chief executive, but please don't write outcomes about your organisation. So don't write an outcome like our organisation is better run. You should be focusing on outcomes for the people that you work with. Now, the people that you work with are the people that you work with directly. So for example, if you're delivering training for practitioners on child protection, you might be tempted to write an outcome, children have reduced risk from harm. This is an outcome and it's an important one, really important, but it's not directly your outcome. You have to have a step in between. Your outcome is for practitioners. For example, practitioners have increased skills to support children at risk. So the key thing is you're working with practitioners, so the outcomes should be practitioners. That doesn't mean that children's outcomes aren't important. It's just that if you're working with practitioners, you need to set and report on outcomes for the practitioners. Of course, if you are working with children, then you must set an outcome for children. Finally, you need to measure and report on your outcomes. So it's a good idea to think about the indicators that you'll be working to. That's what people will say or you will see that show the outcomes are happening. And you need to think about your methods. That's the tools and approaches you'll use to gather evidence of your outcomes. The application form doesn't ask for lots of detail about this, but it is a good idea to think about it now because outcomes are for evaluation and reporting. So in summary, outcomes are about the people that you work with. They're about your core work. They're linked to the policy area you've chosen, and they're what you'll report on. For more help, please contact the Cora Foundation, and good luck.